Hello everyone, welcome to the section of DI reasoning based question which was part of CAT in the previous years. So what you're going to do here is to understand one particular question and the underlying concept that is there which is used to solve this question. So let me explain the question for you. I have a couple of teams here which is playing a football game. You know that in a football game there'll be a goal scored and a goals against that's tabulated here, but for the question what we need to find out is fill in the gaps that is there. So before filling that, let's understand one row completely. CSK is a team which has played one game and won 0 and lost 1, which means the game that it has played it has lost, and the score that's for that game, whichever team it has played with, it has scored 3 goals and it has conceded 4 goals. That's what it means. So we need to find out from this table how we're going to interpret the whole hint that's provided here and fill in the gaps that's over here, so that we can answer all the questions that following. Now, important concept that I've done here is actually try and add up all the goals scored and goals against. So this is something which will be very useful even when you're in doing the problem as we proceed. So simply put, the number of goals scored in a match or put together all together should be equal to the number of goals scored against for in all the matches together. So let's understand the hints that's provided in this question to solve it. The first thing that actually was so striking for me in this question is that CSK has played only one match and it has conceded 4 goals against the team that it has played. So which means the only possibility that the game where CSK is played should be with Mumbai, because for obvious reasons there is only one other team which is DD, which has scored 4 goals in a particular game, but it has played 3. So the chances are that it should have actually not used up all the 4 goals in one game. So the only other possibility being Mumbai Indians, where I have 6 goals scored. So which means I'll try and fill up the first match. I've got the details of the first match, so I'll fill the first match here. So the team is CSK versus team 2 is Mumbai, and the scores are 3-4, right? So moment I do this, I would go ahead and subtract the same thing for goals scored and goals against for the two teams. So this would become 2 because it has scored it has become 2 because it has scored 4 goals and it has conceded 3, so this would become 6, right? So now as you see that the total every time I operate on a particular after finishing a particular game will always be equal both for the goals scored and goals conceded. Okay, let's look at the second hint that is provided in this question. So you might see that there are various ways to approach this, but the easiest way here is DD has played three games. So the only way that it could have played is, apart from CSK, it should have played against Mumbai, it should have played against KKR, it should have played against RR. Now the most striking thing that's there in this after this hint that is there is that it should have definitely played a game against KKR, where KKR has played only one game and it has won that game. So basically the score of that is very clear here. 2-1 is a score. So let's put up the second match also, find out what happens after the second match. So I have KKR versus DD, in which DD has scored 1 and KKR scored 2, so the winner is KKR. So let me go and highlight the winners as well. So in the first match it's Mumbai Indians. Right, now let's go and do this subtraction of the scores from the total here. So DD I have to subtract 1 for the goals scored, so this will become 3, and for the goals conceded I should subtract 2. So the similar way I should subtract 0, make it 0 and make it 0 here. So again you see that the sum of the goals scored and goals against is 8 and 8, right? Let's look at the third match, which is kind of obvious. We see that there is one draw across MI and RR. So let's find out what would be the scores there. It's very easy to find out that, because now since there is a draw happening where DD has only 0 goals to concede against, so the only way that it can happen is when RR is also scoring a 0. So let me repeat that point. The next match that I am thinking of is between DD and RR, where it is a draw because there is no other draw, I have this scores to be leveled. So since the goals against DD is 0, definitely in that match which is played against the RR should have a score which is 0-0. So let me go ahead and fill that DD and RR. So that will become 0 and 0, right? So there's no change in the score. Now what happens in the next match, although it's not very obvious, one thing we can see is since we have done the summation in each step, it becomes easy to see what's happening here. So now we see that DD and RR against Mumbai should have happened where 3 and 3 are there, so that'll make it 6. So it's very easy that I have to make, there are two other matches in which Mumbai is playing one against DD, in which this should become 3-0, and the other match should be against RR. So let me go ahead and fill that Mumbai with RR, in which the score, the score very much is easy to guess. So I'll have the Mumbai score to be 2 and RR score to be 3. So let me go and subtract that as well from this. So this will become 0, this will become 0, and this will become 3 here, and this will become 0, right? So now I am left with only one match to fill in, that is match 5. So let's go ahead and fill that as well. So I have the 5th match played against Mumbai, and yeah, so let me go and mark the winners before that. So I'll mark this winners as RR. This is played against Mumbai and DD. That's the only thing that's left out with. So 3 scored by DD and 0 scored by Mumbai, where DD is a winner. So this is how you have the entire puzzle solved. So this will become 0 here, and this will become 0. So what, after this you can fill the remaining details. You have the match details, so you can answer any question that follows over here. So simply the concept that I've used here is to cancel out the goals every time when I figure out a match. So the first match I proceeded was with CSK, then with KKR, and then DD, and then MI. So you have certain hints in these kind of questions, but as soon as you come across a particular question like this, you have to understand what would be the constant thing which I can look for after every match. Here I've looked for the sum to be the constant. Yeah, I hope you have understood this clearly. So we'll feel free to ask me any doubts of these questions. We'll do more questions of this type in the coming classes. Thanks for listening.